Scorpio, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We have moved into Virgo season. We had a new moon in Virgo to end last week. And so now we're kind of just in those building, growing phases up until the full moon, So Virgo energy is really great because it reminds us to focus on our health, our well-being, our mental, emotional, physical, finding more grounding, stability, balance. It's earth energy, right? So we come from Leo season. I've been talking about this a lot lately, where we're just trying to find ways to empower ourselves, to connect with our courage, our strength, etc. And then we kind of see maybe where some places need to be tweaked or adjusted. And Virgo season helps us do that, right? It helps us kind of rebalance ourselves and reset the stage and make realistic expectations for ourselves as well. The energy astrologically has been like a little bit up and down. It's continuing with that theme we saw in Leo. We had a lot of retrograde planets in Leo during Leo season, not in Leo, and we still have 3 as well as Chiron. So, we're still kind of moving slower. We're still having this focus on our growth, our evolution as individuals. Some of the things that we're dealing with are rubbing us the wrong way, and we got to figure out creative solutions to overcome. Whether that's readjusting what we're dealing with presently or finding new options, new opportunities to call in. That's why I like to start these readings off with an energy cleansing, because sometimes all that can be really confusing. It's a really great time to just cleanse out some of those limitations that we might be coming into. It also is a great time to set your own intention, Scorpio, especially if you have something on your heart or mind that you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over, be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings, and it really works. Spirit's always looking to speak to us. So I also do personal readings. If you're interested in me looking at your specific situation, I offer a variety of healing and wellness services, and readings are one of them. Or if you want that rebalancing of self that I was talking about earlier, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. So when we're taking care of ourselves, that's really where we're building that strong foundation. Like I said, I don't mean to be overly redundant, but it's always great to incorporate tools on the regular that help keep us in alignment. The world is crazy and there's a lot of forces around us. So I would love to help support in whatever way possible, help you realign, reconnect with self. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me, Scorpio, is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Scorpio, I was picking up this energy from you of wishing you were somewhere else, or you could be someone else, or wanting to switch up your life. I don't feel an energy of desperation from you per se. I just feel some discontent, or just maybe not wanting to deal with the things that you have to deal with, or even kind of deal with yourself, if that may resonate for some of you. It looks okay. I mean, it looks like it's been hard to get a helping hand. That's what I'm picking up in this. I feel this week is going to be about connecting with places that you could use a little bit of help or extra support. I feel like we are in the season of Virgo, so it is a perfect time to figure out like what you want and need. And Ayurveda is huge into daily routine, how we schedule ourselves. When we have consistent routines throughout the day, it really maximizes our time, our energy. It's that principle of maximum efficiency, minimum effort, which I am a huge fan of personally. I love to get as much done as possible, or just like maximize my day, right? It doesn't mean that you're like running yourself ragged, because that's not realistic either. But there does need to be some focus on you. Maybe you've kind of been in this hamster wheel energy, the hamster wheel of life, and wishing for a break, and it's kind of moved into, and not given yourself that break, and now it's kind of moved into this space of like, I just wish I didn't have to deal with any of this. I like this though, because at these points, when we come into these places in life, it becomes our freedom, right? It becomes the way that we can free ourselves from our own limitations. And that does come when we focus on ourselves. And I'm not talking about like in the selfish, narcissistic way, like, look at how great my life is, you know, whatever. Social media, that kind of more superficial value. It's the actual investment of self, right? It's getting real with yourself. It's being honest. It's being aware. It's spending time with your thoughts, your feelings, etc. And it's easy right now to paint a certain picture, but we got to make sure that we're actually living that picture, is what this is saying. And here's the thing. I feel like okay, this is a really interesting energy. So like I said, it looks like you are receiving help from certain places, or that's being presented to you this week. I do feel like it's helping soften whatever burden is within you. I do think you need a helping hand. I feel like it would actually be really beneficial. Maybe that's even hard to admit to yourself, or you feel a little humiliated. Or it's maybe you're receiving help from someone this week, and so it's reminding you of the value of teamwork. I love that saying, teamwork makes the dream work, right? But these are people that like are committed to you, you know, are committed to what you're doing, what you're growing, what you're building, the way that you're handling and managing your life. It's been a rough go. There's been a lot astrologically that has really challenged us. And in those places where we do feel weak and tender, and even via those people who we love, we care about, we would never expect it coming from them, right? But that's been the hardship, and that's been what has forced us to dig deep, to find healing amidst the difficulties, to put time, energy into yourself. Maybe whatever you had around you before made it really hard to live above reproach. Maybe you're cleansing some like toxicity out because you are in this healing vibe. I love the star too, because it really is that reminder that when we do the work, when we put in the time, the energy, was I saying that at the beginning? I don't know, sorry. I do a lot of videos at once, or a lot of readings, I should say, but just this value of like when we invest in like the deeper spiritual, moral growth, evolution, become better versions of ourselves, etc. It does pay off. We actually end up linking up with our quote unquote wish fulfillment, or drawing in some dreams, some desires we have for our life that like do feel magical, or like, oh, I thought I would never achieve that. But it's because you've gone through. It's because you've gone through the fire. There are people that are situations that are having some regrets around this. You're like maintaining a lot of control. It does look like someone wants to connect, someone wants to reach out. There's a lot of major arcana on the board. So it does feel like this is something that's very pivotal in your life this week. I do see someone, like I said, it feels like an olive branch, right? like I said, it feels like someone or something that is committed on some level. Maybe they're even trying to present their commitment to you, laying the foundation of like, hey, maybe things haven't been good or we haven't talked in a while, or because it does definitely have past vibes energy. This isn't necessarily someone new. It could be someone in your family or a close friend, someone who feels like family, because they're coming in as the Hierophant. They really want to do their best to look at, like, not get so entangled in the emotions or the drama or whatever of the past. Like, this does feel a little bit like a fresh start. And I think it all comes down to the way that you've been navigating, the way that you've been managing and handling yourself. A little feelings of left out or wishing maybe things had gone a little bit differently. I don't know. We got Five of Pentacles, because sometimes the Five of Pentacles is just like when we get in our own feelings. And I feel like both, like, people were like, everyone involved was misjudging the situation. Maybe not seeing it correctly and then not having a conversation about it. But now it looks like they want to put a conversation on the table and they're ready to approach things with an open mind, an open perspective. I do see that. They do look like they're coming to you with good intention, good energy. Again, this helping hand. And here's the thing. I mean, I'm seeing this as an opportunity to like overcome some obstacle, some hurdle, especially in a relationship, in a dynamic that like maybe didn't get off on the right foot. There was some difficulties from before, and now it's looking a little bit different. It's opening up to new potential, new possibilities in a way. And I do see that you're finding some freedom in this week. Everyone is. It really feels like positive and hopeful. And maybe there are some disappointments around it. Maybe it is going to suck a little bit. Maybe there are going to be some hard conversations on the horizon that you have to have. But it also feels like everyone involved went through what they needed to go through, learned their lesson, and they're like ready to come back into this, like I said, with open heart, open perspective. And they're already, whatever they're giving you right now is like they're trying to show that, even if they're not directly saying it. I don't even know if they like want to have a hard conversation quite yet. That might be something down the road. Because I do feel like things are, it's a fresh start. That's what I say. They have the opportunity to grow and build. And there are some regrets here. And it's all about how people are going to manage those things, right? Like we can easily stay stuck in the past and what happened. Yeah, if someone was treating you really toxically or unhealthfully, like if there was toxicity, obviously take a look and ask if it's really worth it for you to re-engage with that dynamic. But sometimes we have difference of opinion, different of perspective, and we just have to be okay with everybody agreeing to disagree or whatever, you know? It doesn't mean that people can't empathize and understand where you're coming from. And that's the thing, is it feels like there is a little bit of residual hurt feelings. And so how is it going to move forward? Is it going to go back into like what it used to be before? Or is it going to actually be something that is re-enlivening and supportive? I'm going on an adventure. I love that. And it is an adventure, right? It's not necessarily written in stone. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of possibility, and it feels good. It's just not getting caught in the regrets and making sure that you are kind of just like walking your talk. I know it's so annoying, but it's true. I know that passion is ignited when I created experiences that excite me. I love this reminder because life can get very mundane. It can get very much like over and over and over again. And we're in this time period where, or just like whenever it does get that way. Sorry, I have messages coming in. But whenever we do feel bored or like we're stuck in a rut, we can cultivate our excitement. And it doesn't have to be drama and toxicity, right? It can actually be something that's like exciting and adventurous and cultivates a new experience for us. I am optimistic. I love this confirmation on what I was saying. I know that for every door that life closes, a new one opens around the corner. And maybe there will be a decision to close a door, right? We do have some things that are difficult, that are hurtful to confront. Use your wisdom. Continue to like vibe in that energy. Take your time. I think that's the best thing. And that's such a theme right now. Take your time, right? Like you don't have to make a decision right away. And sometimes it's not good, especially when we get emotionally triggered. Virgo season is teaching us to like simmer down, right? Leo season wound us up. Now Virgo season teaches us to simmer down and like process, like wait it out. Spend a couple days thinking on it, whatever you got to do. And then maybe you'll have a little more clarity, right? You more than likely will, actually. It is a guaranteed no fail. It helps every time. I am allowed to have bad days. I know that I will sometimes feel heavy and disappointed. And that's okay too. This is that part where we have to just embrace and be okay with. You are a water sign. You are not afraid to feel those like hard, difficult emotions. And that's okay too, right? That's part of the processing. Not to get into a huge tangent about this, but Ayurveda is really huge into that. Like, we have to go through the emotion, the feeling, even if it is a little ugly and messy, so that we can release it and let it go and move on, right? Or else it gets stuck in our body. That is the root of disease. That's where disease starts manifesting, when we're not processing things through. So it's better to be, let yourself, you don't have to, do it in front of everybody, but you can like have a day to yourself, or, put yourself in your room for however long you need to give yourself the space to process, do the processing that you need, right? So I hope that helps, Scorpio. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading and found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I'd love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. No, it blesses my heart, and I'm sending love and blessings back to you.